So if you want to find a comfortable seat, you can sit on your knees if that feels good. You can sit on a pillow or a prop and sit cross-legged. We're just going to do a little movement, like I said, for the shoulders and the neck. So we're going to inhale, lift the chin up, and then exhale, just bring the chin down towards the chest. Inhale, and exhale, and then one more at your pace with your breath. Eyes can be open or closed. Just taking a few moments at the beginning of practice to release any tension, any tightness in the neck. Head floats back to center. And then we'll exhale, bring the chin over to the right. Inhale through center, and then exhale over to the left. And then just your own pace, 2 more times on each side. And then head slowly comes back to center. And then we'll just do a few neck circles, just going in whichever direction feels natural to start out with. Releasing that tension, that tightness. Next time head comes to center, take a pause, and then go in the opposite direction. Maybe one more time. And then head comes back to center. Let the hands come in the lap if they're not already. Inhale, bring the shoulders up towards the ears, and then exhale down. 2 more times. And then we'll inhale, bring the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, shoulders down the back. 2 more times. And then go in the opposite direction. And then hands come back into the lap, and then just take a few breaths here, eyes open or closed, to see if you notice any difference in the shoulders, in the neck. And then we'll start our restorative practice. So we're going to start with either the 2 bed pillows, or if you're using a bolster at the top of the mat. Then we're going to bring our low back to the bottom edge of the pillows or the bolster. And then we're going to take other pillows, whether they're a bed pillow or couch pillows, and place them underneath the knees. If you have an eye pillow or an eye covering, you might place that over the eyes once you come down. And you may keep a blanket close, because when we do restorative yoga, after a while the body temperature drops. So take your time to slowly lower your body down on your props. So you can keep your legs straight and let the feet fall out to the sides, or you can bring the soles of the feet together, come into butterfly pose. So that second option will open up the hips a bit. So see what would feel best for you, what you can sustain, as we'll hold this pose for about 10 minutes. So take your time, get settled in. Just noticing that lift in the chest, that gentle opening in the throat as we allow our upper body to be held by the props. And then letting the legs and the feet relax. Just really bringing ourselves into this room, into this space. Giving ourselves permission to do nothing during this practice. We're allowing our bodies to be held by the props that we're using, by the mat. We're letting go of any effort, anything to produce, anything to do. And as we do that, let's start to settle into our breath. On the inhale, notice how the body fills with breath. And on the exhale, notice how the body softens, letting that breath go. Inhale, fill up. And exhale, relax and let go. Soften the head, your jaw, your arms, your torso, your legs. And then just softening the body and the mind into this practice. If you'd like to set an intention for today's practice, go ahead and do that now. Maybe it's a word or a phrase. Maybe you'd like to dedicate this practice to someone or something. Maybe you're just happy that you're able to take this time on your mat. So take the next few breaths, please, to create an intention if you choose to. Next, inhale, filling your entire body with your breath, with your intention. Big breath in through the nose. And then exhale out through the mouth. 2 more just like that. One more. In this pose for a bit longer in stillness and quiet. Slow, steady breaths. Inhale, really fill your heart with your breath. Let the chest rise. And exhale, soften even more. Notice what it feels like for your body to be in this pose. For the last few breaths of this pose, if you'd like to bring your attention to your jaw, and you have a lot of tension in your jaw, like you just to open your mouth 3 times like you're yawning. Just really wide. And exhale, close the mouth. Inhale, open the mouth wide. Exhale, close. One more. And then we'll just move the jaw back and forth a few times. And then you can release that, and you could wiggle the fingers and the toes. If you have room, maybe you stretch the arms overhead. And then you can bend both knees, bring the feet on to the mat. Just remove the pillows that were underneath the knees. Feet come onto the floor, and then just windshield wipe the knees back and forth. Get a little movement in the lower body. Slow movement and transitions between our poses in restorative practice. Remembering there's no hurry, there's nothing to produce. Go ahead and even that movement out. And then we're going to bring the hands down by the hips. And we're going to use the hands to help us come up. We're going to keep the knees bent. So eventually you'll come up. And we're going to rest the arms on the knees. So you might want to watch me first, and then just let the head hang. Maybe the forehead rest on the forearms. And just take about 3 breaths here. And then slowly bring the head back up. In our next pose, we're going to do a side lying stretch. So you can take your bolster or one or both of the bed pillows. You might have to play around with this to more towards the top edge of the mat. And then you're probably going to want a pillow for your head. And what we're going to do is bring that pillow or those pillows or bolster to the left hip. Okay, so take your time. And then we're going to come onto the bolster or the pillow, and we're going to come on to our left elbow and our left ear. And that's where you might want that pillow for your head, maybe 2 pillows. So we're laying on that left arm and on the left side body. And then we're going to inhale, extend that right arm up and over. So the right arm can rest on the pillow. Maybe the right arm rests on the right ear. If that's too much, you're welcome to keep the right arm down to rest on the right side body. Okay, so we're laying on the left side, left arm is out. We're using a pillow for our head. And then our right arm is either just resting on the right side body, or if you'd like that side stretch, that opening in the right side body, that right arm comes up and over. But please make sure there's little to no effort in that right arm. Make sure that right hand's resting on something. And we're going to settle in here. So I like to keep my knees bent. You're welcome to straighten the right leg and keep the left knee bent. You can kind of play around, maybe straighten the left leg, right knee bent. But as always, in restorative, please get as comfortable as you can. Eyes can be open or closed. And let's start to breathe into that right side body. Next, inhale, really feel the ribs rise, bringing space between the right ribs. And exhale, soften into the pose. Relax the face and the jaw, shoulders, lower body. So you might stay right where you are. This might feel just right. If you want to deepen the twist, you're just going to turn the chest up towards the ceiling a bit. And then your gaze comes up towards the ceiling. So you'll know right away if that's not going to be comfortable, if you can't hold that for a bit. If that's the case, just come right back to where you were. Again, if you'd like to deepen the twist, the heart and the gaze comes up towards the ceiling. That might mean you need to change the position of the legs to find more comfort. And then settle back in, relaxing with each exhale. in that second option for the pose. Just kind of slowly come back to first option. We're going to slowly bring that left arm, or right arm rather, to rest on top of the left. We're just going to bring a little movement to the right arm. We're going to inhale, reach the right arm up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, open the right arm out to the right side, just as far as it can go. It'll be hanging in the air. And then exhale, bring that right arm back on top of the left. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, open the right arm out to the right. And exhale, right arm back. If that doesn't feel good, you can just let the arms rest on top of one another. Last opening for those of you who are moving the arm. Inhale, open. And then exhale, right arm rests on top of the left. And then we'll bring that right hand onto the mat, and we'll slowly lift the body up, bringing that left hand to the pillows or the bolster, slowly coming up. Notice how you feel. Gently come to hands and knees. Just going to slowly do some cat-cows. So just find your tabletop, and then inhale, lift the heart, lift the tailbone. And then exhale, round through the spine, chin to the chest. Just do 2 more at your own pace. Inhaling, opening up through the heart, lifting the tailbone. And then exhaling, rounding the spine. 1 more. Come back to a neutral spine whenever you get there. And then we'll sit back on the heels and we'll set up for our second side. So now coming to the right hip. And then having enough space between either the bed pillows or the bolster to bring that right arm down in between the pillows, and then the pillow for the head. So gently coming down, adjusting your props. So left hand might rest on the left side body. That might feel right for this side. Or you might inhale, reach the left arm up and over. So again, we want that left hand to rest on something. Maybe it's the ground, maybe it's the pillow, maybe the left arm rests on top of the left ear. If that's not comfortable, again, left arm can rest on the side body. And then position the legs how you'd like them to be on this side. Maybe both knees are bent, maybe one leg's extended, one leg bent. And then we'll settle in. Slowly breathing into the left side body, finding an opening. Inhale, feeling the left ribs expand, filling with breath. And exhale, softening. Notice if you need to soften the face or the jaw, shoulders, lower body. might stay right where you are. To deepen the twist, you might just slowly rotate your chest and your head up towards the ceiling a bit. You'll know right away if that's not going to be comfortable or sustainable. You can always just slowly move right back from where you came. And slowly settle back in. Just remembering that when the mind wanders during this practice, because it will again and again, notice kindly bringing your awareness back to your body, back to your breath each time. If you're in the second option of this pose, we'll slowly bring that left arm back, rest it on top of the right. If you'd like a little movement, you can inhale, open that left arm up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, left arm back behind you. Most likely the arm won't rest on the floor. And then bring that left arm back on top of the right. Inhale, opening the arm. And exhale. Arm rests on top of the right. One last time, if you've chosen the movement, inhale, open. Feel that stretch. And then exhale. Left arm slowly comes on top of the right. We'll take a few breaths here. Mindfully come out of the pose. You can bring that left hand down onto the floor, maybe on top of the right, and then slowly walk the body up. Slow, steady transition. Take a few breaths here. You can move your bolster or your pillows off to the side. Come back to hands and knees. So you can come back into cat-cow if that felt good. Or maybe stretch each leg one at a time. So pressing down through the hands into the mat and then extending that right leg back, pressing back through the right heel. Exhaling, rebending the right knee, and then extending that left leg back. Left toes stay on the mat, press back through that left leg, stretching. Rebending the left knee. And then we'll sit back on the heels. So our next pose, there's two options. First option will be for anyone that's pregnant or has any sensitivity in their stomach or their chest. They're gonna come into a wide knee child's pose. So knees come out wide, big toes might touch, they might not. And then you bring the bolster or the two bed pillows in between the thighs. And then you just rest down onto your prop, turn your head to one side. You're welcome to place a pillow between the hips and the heels if you need a little cushion there. So that's option one. And then option two is just lying down on your belly and then using the bolster or the two bed pillows to support the feet. And then coming down onto the forearms, resting the head. You're welcome to turn the head to one side if you'd like. And just settling in. So these poses are forward folds. So we're just allowing ourselves to turn inward even more. Feeling the rise and fall of the belly, either on the bolster, the props, or the mat. Softening where you still could soften. Letting go where you still might be gripping. Your head is turned to one side, just slowly lift the head and turn it to the opposite direction. Settle back in. Take 3 more slow, deep breaths here. If your head is not turned back to center, go ahead and bring it back to center. And if you're in child's pose, slowly come up to hands and knees and come into whatever movement would feel good for you. If you were lying on your belly, just move the props from underneath your feet. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, lift up through table. And then exhale back into child's pose for a few breaths, getting a stretch in the back. The feet, the heels. If you're in child's pose, slowly come up. We'll all meet in table. And we'll just sit onto one hip and then swing the legs in front of us. So we're gonna do our legs up our bolster or pillow for about 5 minutes, and then we'll end our practice with yoga nidra. So you might place 1 or 2 of your couch pillows or blocks if you have them, the bottom of the mat, and then stack stack your bolster or your two bed pillows on top of each other. And then we'll lie down, let the legs and the feet come up the ramp you just made. If you're cold, you could cover up with a blanket. You could place a pillow on the eyes. So taking your time, getting settled. So let the magic of this pose do its work by allowing the legs and the feet to be elevated. We're bringing the body into an inversion. So the head is below the heart, and so that allows the heart and the lungs to have a little break. Lets the blood flow in the opposite direction. Allows the legs and the feet a nice needed break. Find a comfortable position for the arms. They might rest by your sides. You might cactus the arms. Maybe you bring them overhead. Maybe they rest on the body. And we'll settle in to this pose. Slow, steady breaths. few more slow, deep breaths here. You can either hug the knees into the chest or bring the feet down onto the mat, straddling the bolster or the pillows that your legs were up on. And just take a few breaths here, letting the blood flow back into the legs and the feet. And then when you're ready, getting yourself set up for Yoga Nidra. So I suggest that you just lay down flat. If you're pregnant, you would want to elevate your back or lie on your left side. And if you're going to lie flat, you might place a bolster or a pillow underneath the knees. Cover up, use an eye pillow. Just take your time to get settled in. So for Yoga Nidra, there's only 2 rules. One, if possible, no movement, and the other, if possible, no sleeping. So inhale and exhale deeply a few times. And every time you exhale, feel how you let go of any tension, any thought, and you surrender your body to gravity. Become aware of the sounds, starting with the sounds furthest away. And then start to notice sounds that are a bit closer. Sounds outside your room. Maybe sounds coming from your body, your breath. Any other sounds your body might make. Now we'll take a trip of consciousness throughout the body. When body parts are called, send your attention there and feel into that body part. We're going to start with the right hand. Right hand thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right waist, right hip, right upper leg, knee, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, back of the foot, right big toe, second, third, fourth, and little toe. Now the left hand thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left waist, left hip, left upper leg, knee, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, back of the foot, left big toe, second, third, fourth, and little toe. Now go to the back of the body, back of the right heel, back of the left heel, back of the right leg, back of the left leg, right buttock, left buttock, right waist, left waist, right rib cage, left rib cage, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, neck, back of the head. Feel the top of the head, the forehead, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, the space between the eyebrows, right eyelid, left eyelid, right eye, left eye, right ear, left ear, right cheek, left cheek, nose, tip of the nose, right nostril, left nostril, upper lip, lower lip, chin, lower jaw, throat, right collarbone, left collarbone, right chest, left chest, middle of the chest, belly button, upper stomach, and lower stomach. Now bigger parts of the body, the whole right leg, the whole right leg, the whole left leg, the whole left leg, and both legs together, both legs, the whole right arm and hand, the whole right arm and hand, the whole left arm and hand, the whole left arm and hand, both arms together, both arms together, the whole back, the whole back, the whole front of the body, the whole front of the body, the whole head and the face together, the whole head and the face together, legs, arms, back, front, and head all together, the whole body together, the whole body, whole body. Stay awake and listen. Come back to the consciousness of your breath, consciousness of natural breath. Moving into the belly. Feel the lifting and sinking of the belly with the inhale and exhale. With the inhale, the belly lifts. With the exhale, the belly sinks. Awareness of lifting and sinking of the belly along the natural inhaling and exhaling. In a moment, begin silently to count down your breath from 27 to 1. Like this, inhale 27, exhale 27, inhale 26, exhale 26, and keep going until you get to 1. become aware of your body lying here on the floor. Feel all the points of contact between your body and the floor. Feel the contact of your clothing on your skin. Feel the gentle touch of the air on your face. And start to remember where you are. Listen to the sounds and remember your environment and prepare yourself to step back into the outside world. Take a few deep breaths. You can start to wiggle fingers and toes. Yoga Nidra is now complete. Bring any natural movement that is needed and wanted back to your body. You might hug the knees in, you might rock the head from side to side, maybe something else. And eventually you can roll to one side of your body, coming into the fetal position. Just enjoying these last few moments of stillness and quiet. Just notice if you feel any differently than before your practice started. And when you're ready, you can come up to a comfortable seat if you're not already there. Take your time, no rush, slow moving. If you set an intention at the beginning of practice, maybe you come back to that intention, breathing it in. Let's bring our palms together at heart space in Anjali Mudra. Thank you all for coming and sharing this practice today. Thank you for allowing me to guide you, and thanking yourself for taking the time to come to your mat. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you.